How Girlypop is your Smash Bros main? This is a tier list that a lot of people have been asking me for honestly months now, but I've been putting it off because I've had all these other video ideas. But after my recent essay, basically, I wanted to do something a little bit more casual. I wanted to return to basics. I wanted to get back to the tier list because tier lists are super fun and we always have a blast with them. I know that many of the people who watch me already and people who have discovered me through this video, hi by the way, we all play Smash Bros. We all have a character that we've bonded with, and I think it's gonna be really fun to see how Girlypop they are. Before we jump into the tier list, I want to thank everybody who's joined the Girlypop Research Fund. We are almost at like 50 people as of recording this video. Once again, I want to thank you all so much for joining this YouTube membership and directly supporting this project. It means so much to me. Undyne says, Cynthia's middle name is Body T. And now I wonder, what's her last name? Starting off with Banjo Kazooie, I know a lot of the gay men who are watching me do play him. There's a charm about him. He definitely gives like bear energy. He's cute, he's funny, and I honestly really love that he is a nod to like classic retro gaming. It's like, hey girl, I'm a real gamer. Like, let's talk after this match. Let's talk like games that aren't Fortnite, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and put Banjo in, Okay, let's be real. Smash Bros. Ultimate has the girls. Banjo does rub shoulders with the girls. I'm gonna put Banjo in okay. Yeah. Bayonetta. 1, 2, 3.
Mother.
Now, I will say this. Bayonetta had to get a nerf for Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I feel like she still needs one. I love when I matched up with someone who's going to be playing Bayonetta. Because, I mean, it's like, okay, we're gonna have a good time, but I will be fighting for my life. You are gonna be having probably a better time than I am. Now, Bowser Jr., it really depends on like who you're picking. I feel like Wendy and Roy, those are definitely the Girlypops.
Honestly, now that I'm editing this and looking at them all together, this group is literally my subscribers. I love that for us. Leave a comment saying which Koopa Kid you think you are.
The more I've been playing Mario Jamboree, the new Mario Party, I'm realizing that the Bowser Jr. players, y'all are... There's something about you. There's something about you. You know what, honestly, we're gonna put it in Girlypop. Yeah. Bowser. Now, Bowser used to be played by the Banjo Kazooie players until Banjo Kazooie came out. I'm gonna put Bowser in looks around. Like, don't get me wrong. When I'm playing Smash Bros. Ultimate, I'm playing a little bit of everybody, and I feel like everybody plays a little bit of everybody. But Bowser, if you're like maining Bowser, come on, it's not giving Girlypop. Like, I've met a lot of really cool Bowser players, but it's not giving Girlypop. That's just not your aesthetic. Byleth gives like okay to me. I feel like Byleth, right? So like, I feel like if you're playing Bowser and you like the playstyle, but you've never really liked the aesthetic, I feel like you probably started playing Byleth once you figured out that Byleth was like, isn't Byleth like a heavy? People in the comment section, please clock me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna say Byleth is okay. I feel like Byleth, especially being like more of a newcomer, hasn't really had a chance to like really show us what she's got, but every time she's around, I'm like, okay, it's interesting, it's unique, it's fun. Captain Falcon. Camp. Really, that's camp. That's camp. Like, we've already seen like Banjo and Bowser, and I'm putting them like together because it is a more like masculine aesthetic. But Captain Falcon takes that and turns it into a camp factor, and he's done it for decades. Like, you have to respect that. I'm gonna put Captain Falcon in Girlypop. I mean, Cloud likes to pretend like he's chill and he's like not that kind of guy, but Cloud has one of the most like articulate and curated looks in all of Final Fantasy. I know that that hair is like hairspray down, got to beat it down. He tried to get away with it back in the 90s. We caught him, you know, doing high drag, and he thought that we would forget about it, but I mean, the remake, we caught it in 4K, and he looked great. I'm gonna put Cloud in Girlypop, yeah. Corrin. I hate that the feet are always out. Like, honestly, it makes me a little bit uncomfortable. And then I really hate fighting against y'all. Like, okay, some characters are kind of like aesthetic queens, right? Cloud got Girlypop because Cloud is Girlypop. His major fan base is Girlypops. He has like 4 canon drag looks. His gameplay isn't really giving the theatrics that we want, but he makes up for it in other regards. Like, he really has like an icon status among Girlypops. Corrin, I don't like the theatrics. It feels like one note. There's no legacy. and the design makes me uncomfortable. I'm gonna put Corrin in looks around. Daisy.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
1, 2, 3. Mother. Like, Daisy's been in the game since before she's been in the game. Like, we've been waiting for Daisy. Like, when they announced Daisy, none of us were like, oh my goodness, can you believe Daisy's in the game? It was more like, okay, finally she's in the game. Let me log in. Let me start playing her. Like, I don't play Daisy as a main, but Daisy, Peach has suppressed Daisy for too long, and now that Daisy has finally chipped away at the intense marketing strategy that Peach has pitted against her to keep her silenced, now that Daisy has finally escaped that, where's Peach? Like, she even had like a new game, and we're still like, where's Peach? Like, she doesn't move me anymore. Daisy moves me. Emo, Samus, I mean, I don't know. I don't really see a lot of Girlypops playing this. If you're clicking on this video to like see if what I think about your emo Samus, it's fine. It's just like, I don't really think that this resonates really with a lot of people. I'm gonna say that that's a skip. Donkey Kong. Now, Donkey Kong had an exodus of players as well. It was the Bowser going to Banjo Kazooie, it was some of the Donkey Kong girlies going to Banjo Kazooie, and then previously, a lot of the Donkey Kong girlies went to Diddy. I think that when you're matching up against a Donkey Kong player, you're definitely going for comedic theatrics. You're going to be, like, maybe you like to do eleganza, maybe you like to do fierceness. I think about, like, Bayonetta is definitely like a fierce performer. Like, when you're fighting against a Bayonetta, she's going to be like really attempting to humiliate you. Whereas a Donkey Kong is going to really be like playing to the audience, like cheating out to the camera. And then there was an exodus from Donkey Kong into Diddy because Diddy was like cute comedy. And then Banjo Kazooie was kind of giving like, I don't know, but something about Banjo Kazooie like kind of gives me like pride gay. And that's like fun. There's some funniness to it, but there's also just like a warm sense of like welcoming. Like, sometimes Banjo Kazooie players aren't really playing to the audience, they're like playing to you. With all that being said, Donkey Kong is going to be okay because Donkey Kong really is like the catalyst to a lot of the culture that we exist in now with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. You get what I'm saying? Dr. Mario. Now, when we talk, actually, let's talk about Mario first. Mario is a skip. I think that we are too far into the story of Mario and Nintendo to be saying like, hey, I'm a Mario main. At one time it was giving like classic. It was giving minimalism. Then the culture entered into like maximalism with like the 2010s. And now we're kind of returning back to minimalism. We see like the clean girl aesthetic sort of like becoming a thing. A lot of people want to like return to tradition or return to simplicity. But for some reason, I just don't see like a pair up, a matchup with Mario. Like, I think about when I'm logging into Smash Bros. Ultimate and I want to engage in like really fulfilling and satisfying gameplay. When I match up with a Mario, I'm like,
Yawn.
you can still give simplistic, but give me something different. Like, this just gives me default character. This gives me too scared to give me a concept. Like, there's so many options now that you can't tell me that you express and project yourself into this digital space with Mario. Like, you see, no. But Dr. Mario is okay because it's like,
I'm Mario, but I'm a doctor. Watch me shoot out like suppositories at you and see where they go.
Duck Hunt, I don't know if Banjo came before Duck Hunt or vice versa. I can't remember. But unfortunately, Duck Hunt was trying to do what Banjo did, and it didn't resonate. Why? I don't know. The cusper millennial in me wants to say that some of the kids just don't get it. But at the same time, a lot of the kids got Banjo. I think maybe the ship has sailed for Duck Hunt. We can respect what Duck Hunt did, but like, she's no longer here. Like, she no longer moves me. Unfortunately, Duck Hunt is a no, looks around. Sometimes I do see people playing Duck Hunt and they do remind me why Duck Hunt is there, but most of the time I'm asking why. Most of the time I'm waiting to be reminded, you know? Falco. Every time I have been at a party or a get-together or a gathering and Smash Bros comes out and I'm like, you know, queued up playing my character, and then I see that person across the room picking Falco, it's like,
you're bi.
Normally I'm like pretty good at like yapping about and explaining what I'm feeling, but Falco, just like bi people play Falco. I'm gonna say that Falco is okay. And then Fox. Star Fox. I feel conflicted because a lot of people who play Fox, like I really try to keep it girly pop. I really try to keep it like jokes and funny shade. But like y'all are really sweaty. And take it from me, I'm a Capricorn. I have a Capricorn stellium actually. I'm really serious about like even the most unserious things. But then y'all remind me when I play against y'all, I'm like, okay. Y'all are normally the people who make me get off the game. looks around because I'm not gonna skip you because the Falco and Fox, they do like a lot of acrobats and like there's theatrics to that. I really loved like when I was younger, I used to like play and like match up computers to play against each other on what was it, Melee? I played a lot of Melee because the GameCube was like my childhood, right? I loved having a Fox playing because when you pause, Fox is giving like pose all the time. You never find Fox at a bad angle. I have to give credit to that. But the people who play Fox, y'all need to calm down. Greninja? Okay, so I feel like the girls who watch my Pokemon content, because that's what I normally mostly do, y'all know that I feel very conflicted about Greninja, and this is like Greninja showed up in Smash Bros because for some reason Pokemon was really obsessed with like making a new Charizard. I always say that Greninja's the worst evolution of the tree. And like really I'm like trying to scan my brain about like what Greninja players give me and they really never give me anything to remember. Scab. Miss Dragon Quest. Now my bias might show because I am a huge JRPG like fanatic. So my bias really is gonna show here. I love the execution of how they did this character. I think the gameplay is really interesting. When you're going against like a Miss Dragon Quest, I'm like, ooh, how are they gonna do it? How are they gonna do it? How are they gonna do it? I love watching them perform for me. And then when I win, I give them like, you know, a good like GG and it's done. The aesthetic though, it's not giving Girlypop. Like look at who we have in Girlypop, right? Bayonetta and Daisy and Mother. Miss Dragon Quest, you're not gonna be there at all. The Girlypop has either legacy or camp. And then OK has reference. But see, no. Miss Dragon Quest is gonna be okay because she does give theatrics. And I think that you can go a long way with that, but she'll never be Girlypop. I'll never give you a 10. Ice Climbers. Theatrics. Legacy. They're just like, Ice Climbers is almost like a Smash Bros character at this point. I know that they used to have a game, but we know them from Smash Bros. And I feel like every year, the Ice Climber players really like keep up. Like the roster is so huge now, but Ice Climber players, they stand in their own lane and they've always found a way to stay there. Yeah. No, Ice Climbers is Mother. Ice Climbers is Mother. They're cute, they're unique. Yeah, they have it. They have the X factor. In all honesty, out of all of the Fire Emblem characters who are featured in Smash Bros, I think that Ike is like the weakest serve. Ike really is like body T down. I really love that. I like someone who has that like confidence, who, I mean, I don't know, it's like very twunk coded. Other than that, like I just don't really feel like Ike is like comparing to some of the conversations we've had so far. I'm gonna say that Ike is like looks around. Incineroar. Now, Incineroar is giving what Donkey Kong and Banjo kind of give, right? He just like doesn't compare. He feels more like a copy of them. I'm gonna say that Incineroar. Actually, no. Incineroar's looks around. Inkling is like very punk. Inkling, I don't know why, or maybe I do know why. I feel like Nintendo capitalized on the sort of void that was left after Jet Set Radio just like left the culture. They said, okay, we have to like capitalize on that sort of like punk, colorful moment, and Inkling has always represented that. Inkling is also like pretty fun to play against too. I feel like Inkling players are very playful, they're very fun, like they don't get too sweaty like Fox. It's really interesting because like Splatoon has a lot of presence, but it still just feels like a B-side to me. And with the Smash Bros Ultimate roster, you really have to give to be Girlypop. I don't know. I don't really see like Inkling really being out there like that. They're not really out there like that. I'm gonna put Inkling in okay. Isabelle. 1, 2, 3.
Mother.
Yeah. Isabelle, high camp, high cute, high kawaii. When you're playing against an Isabelle, it's like not even really about the match. It's just like Isabelle posing until it's over. Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff deserves mother. Let's go ahead and put her in mother. Jigglypuff deserves mother because Jigglypuff is like one of those fighting game characters that existed before the Girlypops really started getting characters that were made for us. You get what I'm saying? Like back in like the day, Jigglypuff was the character that we were all playing because we had no other option. I mean, like Peach was there too, but you get what I'm saying? Like when things were more limited, Jigglypuff was there for us. Jigglypuff was one of the, Jigglypuff was probably like one of the first 10 to throw a brick, if you get what I'm saying. Joker. Don't get me wrong. I love Persona. And when I saw Joker was announced, I was like, OMG, like that is so tea. But then I got into the game and I saw people playing Joker and it's just like it gives the acrobatics, right? That like a Fox or a Falco will give. And like Joker really is like one of the pretty boys, like Cloud. But there's just like an edginess to it that doesn't translate. And don't get me wrong, like sometimes edginess is kind of cool, but I don't know. Joker, I'm gonna say looks around. Yeah, sorry. I feel like that one's gonna really get a lot of people to block me, but Joker's looks around. Kazuya, I don't really. The funny thing is I know my demographics. YouTube gives me quite detailed information on the people who watch my content and the people who like click on my content, who are interested in my content. The thing is like, I know for certain that there is a camp of people who watch me who were the Tekken girls. Like, it's a geographic thing. The thing is like, when I'm saying this and explaining this, y'all, the people who I'm speaking to will know exactly what I'm talking about. It was like Tekken and Dragon Ball, right? See, but when we were with our cousins playing Tekken and Dragon Ball, we were really into like Bulma and Ling and Lily. We would just kind of like silently appreciate them, right? But they were into like Goku, Vegeta, and Kazuya. See, we see each other. So with all that being said, Kazuya is going to be a skip because I just don't think that people watching this video, you know, I don't really see many of y'all playing it. And if you do, no hate to that. I'm sure like if you're watching this video and you're playing Kazuya, you're probably going to be the most entertaining Kazuya I've ever played against. But for the most part, I really don't see it. Ken, you will never be Ryu. I feel like Ken is just for people who can't accept that Ryu is the diva. Skip. King Dedede, Girlypop, and a troll. Whenever I'm paired up with a King Dedede, I would rather be paired up with like a top 10% like villager. I would be rather paired up with a fox. Like, King Dedede makes me go crazy, and y'all love that about King Dedede. Like, it's Girlypop though. It's Girlypop. This is high camp, high theatrics, and a troll at the same time. Like, you got to do something to stand out, and Dedede does it. King K. Rool. It's really interesting how the two kings feel like two opposite ends of like extreme queer chaos. King K. Rool, I think, has more diverse people playing it. I feel like King Dedede probably has a lot of Girlypops playing it, but King K. Rool is probably like, you know, a lot of people play King K. Rool for different reasons, but the Girlypops who play King K. Rool, you know how I was talking about the Donkey Kong exodus, right? Donkey Kong players split off into Diddy Kong, and then when Banjo came out, we saw some more split off into Banjo Kazooie. When King K. Rool came out, some of y'all said, I love comedy to the point of like chaos, to nearly like, I wish I had the words to describe it. It's almost like I feel like y'all are the type of people that like made the Terrifier 3 a box office hit. And I'm not saying that y'all are like messed up or anything. It's like there's a certain sense of theater that King K. Rool gives. I'm gonna say King K. Rool is in okay. Kirby. You know what? I think it's about time in 2024 that we give Kirby the flowers that she deserves. She is one of the original Girlypops, and yeah, mother, Kirby's mother, Link. Link is one of those annoying ones. Whenever I'm paired up with a Link, I'm already like crashing out. I'm already triggered. But let's be real, Link is mother. Every gay person I've met, every ally I've met, we love Link. We love Link. We love Link. And on the topic of Link, I'm gonna put Toon Link in Girlypop. Toon Link is giving aesthetic. Toon Link is what people choose when it's like, you know, you want to give a little bit of a different visual. Link, and that's the thing, that's why Link is like mother, right? Because Link gives you options. Like Link was the first girl to give options. A lot of people are giving credit to Peach for like letting Daisy finally shine. Link was never afraid of like sharing that spotlight with his contemporaries, and that's why Link is mother. That's why Toon Link is Girlypop. We'll go ahead and give Ocarina of Time. Is that what it is? Majora's Mask, the younger Link. We'll give that one Girlypop too. I really don't think Little Mac is in this conversation. Yeah, I just don't think Little Mac is in this conversation, but like Little Mac as a character isn't so egregious that it's a skip. We're just gonna put Little Mac in looks around. I am not a Lucario fan. My Pokemon girlies know how I feel about Lucario. I do think Lucario is overplayed, but when Lucario debuted, this was the moment. And Lucario still gives the moment in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like, it's the way, it's a theatrics type of moment. Like, Lucario does have a really nice aesthetic, and it matches Smash Bros. Ultimate really well. Lucario looks like a fighter. But Lucario shows out in Smash Bros. And I love that. I'm gonna say Lucario is the Girlypop pick. I mean, look at the pose. Look at it. The proof is in the pudding. Lucas to Ness is like Ken to Ryu. That era of video games, my hyper focus on like drawing bigger conclusions about culture based off of how we consumed video games when these games were first coming out. There's a lot to be said about all that, right? I'm gonna say Lucas is okay. I do think Lucas is like a really fun, charming, and cute character, but on the topic of this, we're gonna go ahead and give the queen of Earthbound, the aesthetic queen, because the girls who played Earthbound know the aesthetics of Earthbound are something that still needs to be studied. Ness is the Girlypop. Ness is the Girlypop. Lucina feels like, aesthetically, I know she's a Fire Emblem character, but she feels like the girl version of Link in my head. But I don't think that she has a lot of presence. I don't think she has a lot of theatrics. I love her hair, and she is like one of the girl characters, so I do feel a little bit biased. But in all honesty, I just don't think that we're really talking about the real Girlypops of Smash Bros. Yet. Lucina looks around. The fun thing about Smash Bros. Is we've experienced them through generations. There's a lot of people who are newer to Smash Bros. There's some of us who've been playing since Nintendo 64. Marth is really fun because Marth has had like a reception that is so different based off of where you're from and what you're used to. But one thing I know about Marth is Girlypop, and I really love the fact that Marth is able to give such a serve while still staying within the lane of Fire Emblem, like classic. There's a presence to it. He's wearing the tiara, he's always giving a pose. Like every time you get a 3D render of Marth, there's just something a little bit sweet in the air. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Mega Man is cute, but I don't think that Mega Man really gave what a lot of people were hyping it up to be. I'm gonna say that Mega Man is okay. It's super, super cute. And that's about it. Meta Knight. Meta Knight can go two different ways. When you're playing against a Meta Knight, you're probably playing against like a 40-year-old goth or like a 12-year-old boy. I'm gonna say that Meta Knight is okay. Now the Mii fighters are actually pretty cool. I wanna say that the like fisticuffs, punching and kicking Mii fighter, that's giving theatrics, flips and kicks and gymnastics. That one, if you dress it up right, that's Girlypop. And the thing is like these are super customizable. So I'm really just going to be considering the maximum Girlypop customization. You have to be giving concept, cosplay, or just pure kawaii. And if you are, I do think that it's like most best seen, like when I'm seeing them jump around on the stage when I'm fighting against them, it's most fun when I'm fighting against the Mii fighter that doesn't have the weapons. The gunner, I'm gonna say looks around. I'm not into it. And the sword fighter, it's a pretty standard okay. For some reason, I just feel like sword fighters, you see it in how I've ranked it. nothing really compares to Link. Like, you really can try to compare to Link, but something about him, he's got that je ne sais quoi that just can't compare. Mr. Game & Watch, pure theater. Just like Isabelle, Mr. Game & Watch, when you're in a Mr. Game & Watch battle, it's not really about the battle. It's more about the journey. It's the journey.
It's the journey.
I'm gonna say Mr. Game & Watch is okay. Now, Olimar is really cute, and I feel like Pikmin is finally getting its chance to like really sit in the spotlight of the Nintendo pantheon with like the recent release of Pikmin, what was it, 4? The Girlypops really give you something. I think if you're in okay, there's Girlypop potential, but it's just like not natural. Like, I'm gonna say that Olimar is still okay, but I do feel like in maybe another release after this conversation, hopefully I've inspired some Olimar mains to really up the ante. There's potential to move up there into Girlypop. Same with like Inkling, right? Pac-Man is kind of like in Duck Hunt territory. I'm like, it's classic, it's retro, but why don't we have Miss Pac-Man yet? When we get Miss Pac-Man, we're probably going to be in Girlypop. But right now, Pac-Man is going to be okay. There's theatrics there. The item usage mechanics and the way that they've animated it and executed it in the game, it's really fun, but I'm leaving it in okay. Pichu is, you know what? Pichu is actually mother. Yeah, Pichu's mother. To dedicate to Pichu up until this point, you have to be dedicated to the theatrics. You have to be dedicated to the kawaii culture. We're finally seeing Pichu girlies like thrive now, right? And it's because y'all have manifested through years and years and years of dedication to Pichu. Pikachu, with Pichu being there, Pikachu is gonna be okay. Okay, a week okay. I want to knock her down and looks around, but it's a week okay. Piranha Plant. I actually love playing Piranha Plant myself. But I feel like Piranha Plant is just like middle of the road. Okay. At one point in time, I wanted to like say Pit was a Girlypop, but as Pit's representation continues to go, I don't like how he plays. I don't like really playing against Pit all that much. He had the potential to be like sort of God tier twink like Link was, but it just never happened. And I don't know. Looks around. Pokemon Trainer is going to be okay because Pokemon Trainer is all about options. There's some people who only play Charizard, and then there's some people who only play Squirtle. Then there's some people who only play Venusaur, and then there's people who play it all balanced, right? I can't give Pokemon Trainer Girlypop because there's just an even split in how that's played. R.O.B gives concept and that is respectable. R.O.B probably goes the furthest into like the retro camp. You're seeing like that sort of brand be one of the things that these characters kind of use to stand out. You have Mr. Game & Watch, you have Pac-Man, you have Duck Hunt, Banjo Kazooie. R.O.B does retro in a very, very unique way, but I just don't think, I'm gonna put R.O.B in looks around. I see like Girlypops playing R.O.B after we've like burned all the Girlypop options, after we've done like matchups with Daisy, Bayonetta, Ice Climbers, Isabelle, Jigglypuff, Kirby, Link, and Pichu, and then we've done some of the Girlypop tier 2, and like we're still playing like 4 hours in. That's when people start switching to R.O.B, right? It's just fun, like let's try it. I think we wanted to like Richter, and I think like Girlypop gamers, we have always been open to Castlevania because it's like vampires, like what, that's True Blood, Twilight, you know, Dead by Daylight has Dracula. We love vampire core. Richter kind of represents the other side of vampires that I don't know, I personally wanted to like Richter, but I was kind of like bored on launch. Scab. Ridley. I don't know. The interesting thing about the Metroid series is that you have like high Girlypop and then the opposite. Ridley is part of the opposite. Skip. What I like about Robin is that not only do you get to be a wizard, but you also get to be a magical girl. You also get to be a Final Fantasy white mage. What's crazy is I know that there's other tier lists that don't give Robin the time of day because Robin is like one of the worst characters to play, quote unquote. But how come every time I'm in a get together with Girlypops, Robin is like one of the highest picks? If anything, like sometimes it's just only Robins because it's like pick your poison. What type of magical girl do you want to be? What type of wizard do you want to be? Robin is Girlypop for sure. Rosalina. The thing about Rosalina is we never really asked for her in Smash Bros. And when she showed up, she really showed that she deserves to be in Smash Bros. Rosalina is mother. Yeah, definitely mother territory. Roy. Look, okay, so we've already discussed who is the Girlypop of Fire Emblem. Roy doesn't compare really at all. I'm putting Roy in like looks around. Ryu actually does give like legacy in a way that transcends like what Kazuya was doing. I do think that we are more open as Girlypops to Ryu as a character because Ryu's like something about Street Fighter is just a lot more colorful and a lot less edgy, a lot more cute and a lot less serious. There's a lot more comedy in it too, and Ryu kind of just like stands in the center of all that. I'm not going to say that Ryu is okay, but I will say it looks around. Samus. I will say that Samus is actually okay because Samus sits in the center of those two extremes that I had discussed with Ridley. Sephiroth is 1, 2, 3, mother. Yeah, Sephiroth is like, leave it to, Final Fantasy is the reason why so many of us had a gay awakening, and I love that they've never really moved away from it. Yes, Final Fantasy as a franchise might be struggling in the zeitgeist right now. A lot of the culture doesn't know what to do with it, but the moments where it did eat, we can never turn our nose to that. Like, it's Sephiroth, it's Kuja, Kafka, like, Sephiroth created a lane and they went all in when they put Sephiroth in, and I love it. I love it. Sheik is a mother pick. Sheik is kind of like up there with Jigglypuff, like the originals, you know, like the ones, the originals. She's giving acrobatics. Like, we didn't have to choose Fox if we wanted to do acrobatics. We had Sheik, and she's always so fun to play. Like, I remember being younger playing Sheik. I just felt so like slay playing her. Shulk. Now, Xenoblade Chronicles is one of my favorite franchises of all time in video games, but there's other Girlypops to be playing. I'll put Shulk in okay. Shulk is an okay. Simon. I'd rather see someone play Simon than Richter. I'll put Simon in looks around. Sonic. Where's Tails? Where's Amy? Where's Rouge? Where's Cream? Like, I'm just like, why is it always about Sonic?
And you know what? I'm gonna say this. When they finally decide to add another Sonic character for the promo, they're gonna add Shadow. It's always Shadow and Sonic, and I get it. Y'all can like those characters, but why have 15 other Girlypop characters if it's always gonna be Sonic and Shadow? I'm getting sick of it. Like, really, think about it. Y'all are wondering why Sonic is like floundering. It's because y'all are abandoning the Girlypops.
I'll put Sonic in okay, because the Sonic franchise represents a lot of Girlypopology, but us Girlypops are waiting for the actual Girlypops from that cast to be put into the game. Sora. At one point in time, I used to be a Final Fantasy purist, so I never got to play Kingdom Hearts, but now that I realize that that is like literally the most useless form of using my energy, I've like moved on from like hating on Sora, but I never really got to understand why people love Sora so much. I will say that like him gliding around, floating around on the screen all the time, I have no idea what he's doing. It's Girlypop, it's Girlypop. A lot of Girlypops love Sora. Terry. Looks around. Villager. Girlypop.
I don't know why I was so quick with this, but I wanted to say that like Villager people who like pick Villager, y'all really understand the word game and video game. Like, y'all know how to have fun. And what's really like respectable is Villager is such a gimmicky type of character to play. But the people who like enjoy the rush of just like learning something like so off the beaten path, y'all just like play games like the right way, I think. And I love playing against the Villager. Most of the time, y'all really beat me up because years into Smash Bros. Ultimate being out, y'all have really honed your craft. And I love to see it.
Wario is like Meta Knight, right? two extremely different people could be trying to play them. Warrior has a lot of jokes, but I feel like Wario would lose a lot of steam if Waluigi was in the game. In the Girlypop conversation. In this pocket of the internet, we only really ever play Wario for those jokes because we don't have Waluigi yet. So let's go ahead and put Wario in looks around. The Wii Fit trainer. It doesn't matter if you're using the girl or if you're using the guy. This is like high camp. It's giving acrobatics, it's giving theatrics, it's giving comedy all at the same time. This is a very unique character. And once again, I only ever see Girlypops playing this. This is a mother character. It's Mother. Wolf. Skip. Yoshi. That's Girlypop. Yeah, Yoshi's Girlypop. And Zelda. 1, 2, 3. Mother. Oh, okay. Zero Suit Samus. 1, 2, 3. Mother. Min Min. I just don't. No. I'm honestly, this is gonna be crazy. Skip. Minecraft Steve. Minecraft is a really important video game for video game culture, right? I guess it's appropriate to have Minecraft Steve in Smash Bros. I'm still like, the dust still hasn't settled for me. I'm gonna be real with you, it's looks around. I'm actually gonna put Snake in okay. I do think that Snake isn't necessarily the most Girlypop character. His design does resonate a lot with Girlypops. And I feel like a lot of Girlypop allies play Snake. Crom. I mean, okay, because he shows up with Robin, I do have a soft spot. In Robin's Ultimate, I do have a soft spot for him. If I'm even going to be putting like Lucy in looks around, I have to put Chrome in looks around. I'm gonna put Lucy in okay, because now that I'm looking at it, she deserves to be in okay, and Crom I'm gonna put in looks around. I know that I was talking about Peach at the beginning of the video, but let's be real, Peach is still one of the most iconic and relevant characters to the discussion here. 1, 2, 3.
Mother.
Luigi. I love that as like Mario as a franchise has gone on, Luigi has become more and more adopted by like gay men. I think it's because a lot of gay men just like end up looking like him. So he's like in our like culture, in our side of the world, in our side of the internet, we just think that he's a gay man. I'm gonna put Luigi in Girlypop. Oh, especially because he has that one pink outfit too. Love that. Pyra and Mythra, as much as I hate playing against them, they're both Girlypop. I mean, yeah. Dark Pit. So if Pit is like failing to land, making it edgy is not gonna do anything for me. Skip. Palutena though, Girlypop. Diddy Kong. Honestly, Diddy Kong is a really cute little funny guy. That's Girlypop. Ganondorf, I think because he's so closely related to like Link via the Zelda franchise, he has a lot of Girlypop players, but people only play, like Girlypops only play him ironically. I never really see any of y'all maining him. I'm gonna say that he's okay. And you know what, Mewtwo, I think legendaries are really overplayed, but like Mewtwo really does give body, gives theatrics, gives acrobatics. He kind of was the blueprint for like Lucario's gameplay if you kind of look at it in some angles, but Lucario outpaced him. I'm gonna put Mewtwo in okay. So that is the tier list. I hope you had a good time. I did. Thank you all so much for suggesting this video, and I know I really try my best to like read all the suggestions and get on top of the things that people are suggesting a lot. But I really appreciate all the support. The amount of people who've asked me to do this video really helped make me feel more comfortable in doing something that wasn't Pokemon related. So just know that if you left a comment, if you left this suggestion, I did log it in my brain, and I really, really appreciate it. Whatever you're up to next, I hope it goes by super well. If you are like doing errands, if you're finishing up stuff for the semester, I mean, if you're making up work for the semester, I don't judge you. If you're about to just go watch another YouTube video, I hope whatever it is, it goes by super, super well. I hope to see you next time. Bye.